all together after January 2017, but we have held it together and grown it even bigger. And just to reinforce how important these local galvanized summits have been, and Jordan will tell you more about all the places we've been. The first one was in Chicago, my hometown, in July of last year. A couple things happened when those women all got together in Chicago in that hot summer afternoon. One is a whole group got together, realized what they wanted was to have actually in Illinois Council of Women and Girls. After Galvanized, they got together, they wrote that piece of legislation, they passed that piece of legislation, they got a Republican governor to sign that piece of legislation, and there is now an Illinois Council on Women and Girls as their state. The other thing that happened at that Galvanized Summit, we ran a training session for campaign managers, and we ran a training session for people who are thinking about running for office. And lo and behold, two women met. Somebody who'd been in a campaign manager session, somebody named Lauren Underwood, who had been in the thinking about running for office. She was at the time, right, a 31-year-old former Obama HHS, official, nurse, African-American woman, lives in an 85% white Chicago suburban district. Those two women met at Galvanized. One became her first campaign manager. Lauren became a candidate for Congress in a really red district. And what did she do? A week ago Tuesday, she won! She won! And it all started at Galvanized Chicago. So who knows what will happen after today? I'm so excited to see what you all will do. So to kick us off, I am so excited to introduce someone who, her mom's here, but I feel like I'm her mom too. So this young woman, I met her at the first United States Women's Summit in June of 2016 when she was 11 years old. At 11 years old, imagine that if this isn't just a room like this is a room of 5,000 people. This young woman gets up and speaks to 5,000 people like she was talking to me in a conference room alone. And she had launched this amazing project, to find books about girls of color, because she didn't have any books that looked like her. From that has tens of thousands of books have been donated, and she's like a best-selling author now too, and she's all of a freshman in high school at 13. So Marley is going to rule the world. She is an example of the young women who I look to the future to, we've grown up some sort of hit the world off its axis. It's these young women who are going to put it right again. So please join me in welcoming one of the most amazing young leaders in our country, Marley Diaz.
Planted by the river, which will not be moved. I am the rock, I the river, I the tree. I am yours, your passages have been paved. Lift up your faces, you have a piercing need for this bright morning dawning before you. History, despite its wrenching pain, cannot be unlived, and if faced with courage, need not be lived again. Lift up your eyes upon the day breaking before you. Give birth again to the dream. Women, children, men, take it into the palms of your hands. Mold it into the shape of your most private need. Sculpt it into the images of your most public self. Lift up your hearts. Each new hour holds new chances for new beginnings. Don't be wedded forever to fear, yoked eternally to brutishness. The horizon lead forward, offering you space to plant new spaces for change. Here, on the pulse of this fine day, you may have the courage to look up and out upon me, the rock, the river, the tree, your country, no less to Midas than the Mediterranean, no less to you now than the Mastodon then. Here, on the pulse of this new day, you may have the grace to look up and out into your sister's eyes, into your brother's face, your country, and simply say, very simply, with hope, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning.